Good evening, you're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Premier Sarawak, Dato' Peninggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, extends condolences on the passing of former Prime Minister Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi. Prominent Malaysian leaders, including former Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir and Singapore's HSIEN Loong, pay last respects to the late Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi. Singapore dissolves Parliament as Prime Minister Lawrence Wong faces first general election test. The passing of Malaysia's fifth Prime Minister, the late Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi, has been described as a great loss to the nation. Sarawak Governor Tun Pehin Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar said that the late Tun Abdullah will be remembered as a distinguished statesman who served with dedication, courtesy and leadership grounded in noble values. According to him, the late Tun Abdullah made notable contributions to national development, particularly through the Islam Hathari policy introduced during his administration. His leadership also reinforced good governance, human capital development, and interracial and interfaith tolerance. Tun Wan Junaidi and his wife, Toh Puan Dato' Patinggi Fauziah Muhammad Sanusi, also prayed for the late leader's soul to be blessed and placed among the righteous. The Premier Sarawak, Dato' Peninggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, has extended his heartfelt condolences to Tun Abdullah and the entire family on the passing of Malaysia's fifth Prime Minister, the late Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi. The message of condolence was formally conveyed through a letter addressed to Tun expressing sorrow and sympathy over the profound loss felt by the entire nation. In the letter, Abang Johari and his wife, Puan Sri Jum'ani Tun Tuanku Bujang, offered their condolences and prayed for Tun and her family to be granted strength and patience during this time of mourning. The late Tun Abdullah was described as a true statesman who made immense contributions to the country, particularly during his tenure as Prime Minister from 2003 to 2009. Abang Johari further said that Tun Abdullah's passing is a great loss to the people of Malaysia, and he prayed for his soul to be blessed and placed among the righteous. He added that the people of Sarawak also deeply mourn the loss of the former national leader. The passing of Malaysia's fifth Prime Minister, Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi, is a significant loss to the nation, as said by Sarawak Minister for Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah. He described the late statesman as a calm, principled and non-controversial leader who was highly respected for his integrity and who led Barisan Nasional to a landslide victory in the 2004 general election.
From my own as well as from my ministry, kita merasa amat sedih sekali mendapat berita pemergian Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi, mantan Perdana Menteri kita. We know that he has been a very good Prime Minister when he led Barisan Nasional at that time into the election. That is one election where Barisan Nasional managed to get more than two-third majority in Parliament. So you can see who he is, very well accepted by Malaysians during the election.
He added that the late Tun Abdullah's contribution and struggles in leading the nation will always be remembered, particularly his humility and strong commitment to integrity. He said the entire staff of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development, as well as the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Sarawak, mourned the loss of the national leader. On to the next news. A total of 138 tennis players from 20 countries will compete in the 42nd edition of the International Tennis Federation ITF Junior J300 J1 Premier Sarawak Cup, which will be held from 20th to 27 April 2025. The Minister of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development of Sarawak, Dr. Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, said that the organisation of this world-class sporting event reflects Sarawak's ability to meet international standards in terms of infrastructure, organisation and hospitality.
Presently, we are already organising the J300 series, that is the below 18, which we also name as Premier Sarawak Cup. This is the 42nd year.
Edition.
We are hosting. And this also reflects Sarawak's capability to meet international standard in terms of infrastructure, organisation and hospitality. This year, for this J300, we are honoured to welcome young athletes from 20 countries around the globe that will be coming, and the event will be from the 20th until the 27th of April 2025. Jadi minggu depan. It's one more week.
The ITF tournament will also feature world-ranked 35th player Ryo Tabata from Japan and Chris Hewitt, the son of Australian tennis legend Leighton Hewitt. Out of the 138 players competing, 73 are male participants while 65 are female. Other countries participating include Australia, South Korea, Singapore, Turkey and the United States. The 42nd edition of the ITF Junior J300 Premier Sarawak Cup is expected to be a prestigious event that will attract the attention of tennis fans worldwide. After over a decade of hiatus, the Borneo Games is set to make a comeback and will be held from September 24th to 28th this year, with Sarawak confirmed as the host of the revived regional sporting event. Sarawak Minister of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development, Dr. Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, said that the event is seen as a positive step forward in strengthening regional ties across Borneo's territories and nations.
Sukan Borneo pertama kali diadakan dalam tahun 1955 dan kali terakhir 2013. Dan selepas itu tidak ada diadakan lagi, dan kita telah dapat melihat bahawa dengan penganjuran sukan seperti ini ia akan dapat merapatkan hubungan silaturahim di antara provinsi, negara, negeri yang terdapat dalam Kepulauan Borneo.
He said this to reporters after a courtesy call by Brunei's Minister of Culture, Youth and Sports Datuk Sri Setia Awang Nazmi Awang Muhammad on the Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Apeng at Wisma Bapa Malaysia on Monday. He further added that the 2025 edition will feature 5 core sporting events: athletics, swimming, lawn bowls, archery and badminton.
Welcome back. Several prominent political figures and government leaders paid their final respect to the late former Prime Minister TUN Abdullah BADAWI at the National Mosque on Tuesday morning. Among those present was former Prime Minister TUN Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, who arrived at 10:57 a.m. accompanied by his son, former Kedah Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Mukris Mahathir. Also drawing attention was the presence of former Prime Minister Dato Sri Najib Tun Razak, who was permitted to arrive earlier at 10:35 a.m. under strict supervision by the Malaysian Prisons Department. Najib's wife, Datin Sri Rosmah Mansor, also arrived separately to pay her last respects. Former Prime Minister of Singapore, HSIEN Loong, and former Deputy Prime Minister Tun Musa Hitam were among other dignitaries in attendance. Former Penang Chief Minister Tan Sri Koh Su Kun was also seen entering the grounds of the National Mosque. Malaysian-born Hollywood actress Tan Sri Michelle Yeoh also took time to visit and pay her respects to the late Tun Abdullah at approximately 11 a.m. Meanwhile, the Sultan of Terengganu, Sultan Mizan Zainal Abidin, graciously attended the ceremony to honor the late statesman. His Majesty arrived at 11:39 a.m. together with his son, Tengku Setia Mahkota Raja Tengku Muhammad Mu'az. Tun Abdullah, affectionately known as Pak La, passed away at the age of 85 at the National Heart Institute, IJN, at 7:10 p.m. on Monday. On to world news. Singapore's parliament was dissolved on Tuesday ahead of a general election to be held within 3 months. The vote will be the first electoral test for Prime Minister Lawrence Wong, who took over from longtime Premier Lee Hsien Loong as leader of the People's Action Party in May 2024. Nomination day has been set for April 23rd, and the Elections Department will announce the polling date later on Tuesday. A total of 97 seats are at stake in this election, 4 more than the previous parliament, with most seats coming from a block voting system the opposition says favours the ruling People's Action Party PAP in power since 1959. The main opposition Workers' Party, which stunned the nation when it won 10 of the 93 seats contested in the 2020 elections, is expected to build on that momentum and make more inroads. Other smaller opposition parties are also expected to contest at the polls. Sudan's civil war has resulted in approximately 13 million displaced people as the conflict between the army and paramilitary rapid support forces enters a 3rd year. UNHCR's Regional Director for West and Central Africa, Abdurrauf Jinon Konde, explained that almost 90% of those fleeing are women and children.
Alors, aujourd'hui, nous avons comme estimation, et les chiffres les indiquent, qu'à peu près 13 millions de personnes seraient déplacées par la situation de conflit au Soudan. À l'intérieur du Soudan, ce chiffre est estimé à peu près à 8 millions 500 000 déplacés internes. Donc, nous avons une indication qu'une personne sur 3 est un déplacé interne aujourd'hui à l'intérieur du Soudan.
The war, which erupted in April 2023, has left tens of thousands dead, pushed parts of the country into famine, and broken Sudan into warlord-run territories. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head onto our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms at TV Sarawak. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.